Okay, welcome to Koil Shira again, and I want to thank everyone for coming here. We're at the Young Israel of Woodmere, and it's Erev Parshas Mishpatim. It's Shabbos Mevarchim, Baruch Hashem. It's going to be Adar Aleph, and I think Rosh Chodesh is Monday night, if I remember correctly. Okay, so let's get started. So, in Parshas Mishpatim we have so many different dinim. There's so many different dinim, so I was trying to figure out what we should speak about. So I found something that was interesting that'll help us understand that how Parshas Mishpatim is really an extension of Maimed Har Sinai of the Aseres HaDibros. Okay, and it's an interesting thing that we all know that we said that Jewish people said Nasa v'Nishma, the famous words. But we said Nasa v'Nishma only in Parshas Mishpatim, not in Parshas Yisrael. We're going to see why that was. So let's understand that. Okay, here we go. Kol asher diber Hashem Nasa v'Nishma. That's the heading of the title, and it says in the Siva Shalom like this: Vayavay Moshe v'Yisaper la'am es kol divrei Hashem v'es kol Mishpatim. Vayan kol ha'am kol echad vayomer kol asher diber Hashem Naaseh. Right, so what does the pasuk say here? Moshe came and he told over, Vayisaper. He told over to the people the word of Hashem, all the laws. Vayan, and the nation answered, Kol Am b'Kol Echad, with one voice, and they said, Kol asher diber Hashem, whatever Hashem tells us, Naaseh, we will do. Okay. Vayichtav Moshe es kol divrei Hashem. And Moshe wrote out all what Hashem told him. He wrote it on the cloth, on the Sefer Torah. He wrote it out. Vayikach Sefer HaBris, he took the Sefer HaBris, what he wrote down. Vayikra ba'oznei ha'am, and he told it over to the ears. He spoke it over into the ears of the people. Vayomer kol asher diber Hashem Nasa v'Nishma. But this time, the people said, Naaseh v'Nishma. So before he just told over what Hashem said, we said Naaseh. But now that he wrote it out, we said Naaseh v'Nishma. So what was the difference? That's what we're going to discuss. Hine parsha zu ha'isa oid lifnei matan Torah. This parsha of these laws were really before Matan Torah. And I'll ask you this, and I'll see if you like how this. But wait a second, hold on a second. In the beginning of last week's parsha, in the beginning of the parsha, it said that Yisro came to meet Moshe Rabbeinu, right? And Yisro gave Moshe Rabbeinu advice. He told him that you can't judge all these cases on your own. You should get people to judge cases, and then whatever they can't handle, you should handle. Remember that? Let me ask you, what cases were they judging? So we're learning over here that these laws were actually given to us before Matan Torah. We already had the dinim of Nezikin, that if my ox gored your ox, and if my thing damaged your thing, we had all of these laws. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu was discussing, and that's what the lines were, because we had problems with one another, and we had to be decided what the case was, what to make a determination who was right. But that was before Matan Torah. Now, Keditza b'Chazal and Rashi, as it's brought in Chazal, and Rashi brings down the Chazal, and what does it say? So why did Moshe Rabbeinu only write everything down now? In other words, it was given to us before Matan Torah. So why did Moshe Rabbeinu only now write it out? If we had already had it before, why didn't he write it back then? Why is he only writing it now? See the question? Why only now? Da'av she'ein mukdem u'ma'uchar. Torah, that even though we know that there's no order, there's not going to say, well, this is before this is after this. We know that the Torah is in its own order, and it doesn't always make sense to us how things are set. What's that? chronologically how they're placed in the Torah, right? But yet we know that there's something to it. There are certainly some very specific intent. Why Kabbalah Satira was divided into two segments? How come Kabbalah Satira wasn't one segment? Why is it two? Why was it divided into two? Chelka b'Parshas Yisro. There was one segment in Parshas Yisro. V'chelka b'Seif Mishpatim. And the other segment is where? At the end of Parshas Mishpatim. Uve'emsa hifsik b'chol Parshas HaMishpatim. In the beginning, in the middle, Uve'emsa in the middle, you had the whole Parshas Mishpatim. That was something different than Kabbalah Satira. Kabbalah Satira only finished at the end of Parshas Mishpatim. Even though the Chazal said that's coming to add on what was originally stated by Har Sinai. Chazal say that Parshas Mishpatim is adding on to what was said on Har Sinai. Ma Harishonim mi Sinai. Chazal say just like the Aseres Adibros were given on Har Sinai, Af Elam is Sinai. Also, these laws are also from Sinai. Don't think these are not from Sinai. Chazal say the same way we know that Aseres Adibros was on Har Sinai. Chazal is teaching us that also the rest of the laws of the Torah were also given on Har Sinai. Make sense? Good? Okay. Harei lezeh dai hoya b'kosvay ve'ela la'achar kol parshas Kabbalah Satira. So then it said ve'ela mishpatim, right? Ve'ela mishpatim. Shouldn't it just said ve'ela after the entire Kabbalah Satira? Why is ve'ela in the middle? You see? Now, lama hifsik be'emsa oid yesh ledayik ba'imre v'yavai Moshe v'yisaper. Also, the pasuk we started up by saying Moshe came and he told over. He siper. Tell over. Like we say, Siper li es amaisa. Tell me over a story. He told it over.
So they could understand.
Loam, as called Divrei Hashem. Madua nema b'loshen vayisaper. Why is the Torah using this lashon of siper just to tell over? It's like a preview almost. Vayisaper v'loi kibishar mekaymes. Not like all the other places where it says vayomer or vayedaber. Hashem says, "Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimer, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe." Why over here is it Vayisaper?
We have in Haggadah, Saper, the Maga is the Shubach. So maybe he's got it. So Siper explains it to them and tells them it's worthy of being explained at this point, so that
right. You're exactly right. But we're gonna truly understand in a few minutes what is the difference of tzipor to just to tell over and vayedaber or vayomer. All right, we're gonna discuss that. Okay, now over Sefer Kodesh Divrei Moshe me'Arav Kodesh Rav Moshe Midolina Zechus Yagleinu Maksha Oid Bazeh. So in the Sefer Divrei Moshe. The Rebbe asks over there another question. Madua betchilas ksiv rak vayimru kolam davar Hashem nasa. Whatever Hashem. Why do we first say nasa? V'rak la'acher vayiktav Moshe vayikra baznayom ksiv vayimru kolam Hashem dibra Hashem nasa v'nishma. So why was it before when Moshe Rabbeinu was doing the sipar only? We said nasa. But after Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it out and he read it to us, we said Nasa v'nishma. Why was that?
Because he read it to you, so you listened.
Oh, maybe. Okay. But why? Wait, when he's talking to you, you wouldn't listen to him? No, I mean when Moshe Rabbeinu said something, we listened. We obviously listened to Moshe Rabbeinu. He's the Rebbe of all Rebbeim, right? He's Moshe Rabbeinu. Tyrus Moshe. So we're gonna understand the difference. We're trying to decipher what was going on over here. No, yes, go ahead.
Why he say, O Tashna HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shem HaKadosh HaYodua Al Ma She'ekdimu Yisrael Na'aseh Lenishma.
כן.
You said, why he didn't say Venishma?
It is
No,
nishma.
lenishma.
No, vinishma.
No.
And no.
Katuv Lenishma.
No, that's on the bottom. No, over here it says nishma. Vinishma.
Oh.
Vinishma. You went ahead one line, okay? Oid hiksha sham hakushya yedua al shekdimu Yisrael nasel nishma. And he asks further why we put the naseh before the nishma. That's a very famous question. Everyone is always asking that truest time, how can we put the naseh before the nishma? How do you know what to do? He's going to explain. How can you do something before you got instructions of what to do? How are you going to do it?
I think that this is saying that no matter what he is going to say, we're going to listen to it, we're going to do it.
Okay, perhaps. Let's stay tuned. V'che'ein zeh makshi gam al mamar chazal kiyam Avram Avinu es kol ha'Torah kulei ad sheloi nitna. And we know by Avram Avinu, he kept the whole Torah, but the Torah wasn't yet given. Right? Avram Avinu, he had tefillin, and he kept Shabbos, and he kept the Pesach. He had a carbon Pesach. When the Malachim came, he had matzah. He had the whole thing. He knew all the different mitzvahs, but it wasn't yet given to us. How did he know? How did Avram Avinu know the mitzvahs? He wasn't commanded to do the mitzvahs yet. How did he know? Look at this. How was he able to fulfill the Torah before it was given to him? From where did he know what to do? How did he understand what to do? That we know that the Taryag mitzvahs are connected to the Eivarim of the person, right? We know that we have 365 blood vessels in our bodies, and we have 248 limbs, make 613. The positive commandments and the negative commandments. 365 negative commandments, 248 positive commandments, total of 613. Shekamai beguf kach yesh beneshama ramach ivar mishas agidim hamekablem chiyusam aidei kiyam taryag mitzvah. So also the neshama, see the guf gets its sustenance by us doing the mitzvos. So too the neshama, of course, gets its sustenance by us doing the mitzvahs. Okay, but the 613, 248, and the 365. B'im kain, min haroyu aya shekemay she'ein tzarech liftois es ha'adam la'echel. The same way you don't have to come up to coerce a person to eat. You don't have to. We're talking about healthy people in a normal situation. We're not talking about chas v'shalom when someone's sick. We're talking when people are healthy, they want to eat. No problem. You don't have to convince someone to eat. And everything that he has to do. He'll take a shower. He'll use the restroom. He'll go to sleep. He'll take a walk. He'll do everything. He knows what to do. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the different kelim, the different vessels, shaguf mitzad tivai, that the guf from its own nature, in inherent nature, misava me'atzmai le'echa v'lichiyos es gufay mibli shum kepia v'lachatz. You don't have to pressure the person to take a nap. You don't have to pressure the person to eat his dinner. You don't have to pressure the person to use the restroom. You don't have to pressure him to do things he likes to do. We just do it. Vafilu tinaik ben yaimai, even a baby on his first day, ben yaimai, he's 1 day old. Makir amuva meyatzmai rava nafshay. The baby knows on his first day he's hungry. Rava nafshay, he's hungry. Ubayche, and he cries. Until the mother feeds that baby. He cries. How does the baby know to cry? Oh. No, the guf itself recognizes it's hungry. It's not, he doesn't feel right, so the baby cries. So really, shouldn't it have been the same way when it came to the Torah? In other words, why is it that we know all these things when it comes to the guf? We're always easy to do, we just know what to do. But when it comes to Torah, whoa, wait, oh, I don't know, I gotta see, I'm not sure. Why is it different? Why isn't it the same thing? Shekol ish Yisrael, yeh toiv me'atzmai. Each Jew should have a taiva on his own desire, on his own l'kayim kol taiga mitzvahs, to do the 613 mitzvahs. Why do you have to convince people to do the mitzvahs? He should want to do it on his own. You see the question? Makes sense? Because why is it when it comes to physical things, the person's right away willing to do, no coercion, no nothing. But when it comes to mitzvahs, he has to be coerced to do them, so to say, convinced to do the mitzvahs. Why? Why is it different? Shehem hamazon haruchni l'nishmasa, because that's the sustenance for his neshama. So he should want to do it on his own. Uma she'ein zeh kach hu machmas goydel akirais hachaymer, because the physicality of the guf is so prevalent over the ruchnius. It's so to say, it so overshadows the ruchnius, so therefore we don't sense the ruchnius. The guf takes precedence. It makes itself more pronounced than the ruchnius, so therefore the neshama is pushed down. Shemiroiv gashmiusay, because of the physicality. Meroiv gashmiusay einay mesugal lahargish ulahavin shum inyan ruchni. So therefore we can't sense, because we're so involved in being hungry, and we need money, and we need this, and we need that. We're so involved in that, we don't sense that we don't sense the ruchnius on our own. You see what's going on here? Because we're so involved in physicality, we don't allow room for the ruchnius. And the body stands as a wall dividing the person from ruchnius to gashmius. He divides it. He's making a division. Achein Avram Avinu, look at this. Therefore, Avram Avinu, Avram Avinu was able to cleanse his chumriyas completely. That physicality, the coarseness, he was able to cleanse it. Kama Chazal, ben Shalai Shanim, when Avram Avinu was 3 years old, Hikar es Bayrei, he recognized that his creator. Remember the story with Avram Avinu in his father's store, in the idol store. He broke all the idols. And then Tata asked him, so knew what happened, why'd you do that? Well, it wasn't the big idol over there, broke all the other idols. He made chayzik of him, right? But he was 3 years old when he did that. He recognizes a creator. And these idols are all nonsense. He recognized it's all nonsense.
At what age?
3 years.
No, at what age he sent them to Kibshan Ha'esh?
3 years old.
No, when he was 3 years old, so he...
Look. Again, the story of the Kibshan Ha'esh, Biur Kazdin, he was thrown in the fire in Ur Kazdin, V'loi nistaer by shum shemet shel chaymer. When he stayed in the fire, is it possible that a human being can be in a fire? No. But when Avram Avinu went in that fire and he survived the fire, it, so to say, cleansed him of all the physicality of his guf. And he remained just a spiritual person when he came out of the fire. Amazing, right?
He wasn't 3 years old also that he came to Kibshan Ha'esh?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's possible. It's the same time. You know, it's because he took him to Nimrod that time, and then they tried him against whatever it was. And then Avraham Avinu was put in the fire, and then his brother, I think, also jumped in the fire. He didn't make it. Remember, Avraham Avinu had a brother.
Oh.
He also jumped in the fire, but he didn't make it. But anyway, that's another story.
He died?
Yeah, he died. Yeah, okay. Ad shalai sholta by ha'esh, until even the fire had no dominion, no ruling on his body. He was so purified that even the fire of physical, what's more physical than a fire, right? The fire had no shlita on him, had no control, no dominion over Avraham Avinu. V'lechein lo yaya Avraham Avinu tzarech lelilmod haTorah v'mitzvah. See, we said before, why don't we naturally know what the Ratzon Hashem is? Because we have the physicality of our guf that's bothering us and overshadowing the neshama. But Avraham Avinu, that cleansed his guf, he didn't allow the guf to overshadow the neshama. Avraham Avinu then was able to perceive what the neshama wanted. Get it? Avraham Avinu was able to perceive the mitzvahs that the neshama was connected to.
He wasn't distracted.
Kiva and sheivarav ayu nimshacha me'atzmam becheftzam l'kayim mitzvah, because his avarim, his limbs, on their own desired to do the Ratzon Hashem. And here's the proof. K'maishe b'teva adam shehu toyev lechel. If a person is hungry, person's hungry. Kach haya Avraham Avinu nimshach l'kayim kol taiga mitzvahs gam kodim shenitna Torah. So was Avraham Avinu. He also had a desire to fulfill all of the mitzvahs even before the Torah was given. V'hu k'maydama b'sefer kodel al-pasuk b'reish vayishlach Avram es yadai vayikach es hamacheles lishchayt es benai. Famous pasuk. We studied this many times before. That Avraham Avinu vayishlach Avram es yadai. Avraham Avinu sent out his hand. Vayishlach. Is that normal lashon, Dr. Simai? Vayishlach es yadai? No. You don't send out the hand. He put out his hand. What about Yishlach? He sent out his hand. How do you say to put out your hand, Dr. Samay? Yoshit. Yeah. Yoshit is Yada. What about Yishlach? Funny word, right?
Somebody else.
Oh, but who else?
Somebody else.
Oh, but who else? No, I know somebody else, but it was only Avraham Avinu who was over there.
Oh.
So why does it say Vayishlach? Funny word, right? To use in this case. Huh? Look what it says. Look why you like.
Almost like you send a FedEx. Vayishlach, you sent.
Oh, he sent it. Sha'atevas vayishlach es yodayhem l'chayre yoyse lashon. It's an extra word. Why does it say vayishlach? It's extra. Ella di yoyshe varav shel Avraham Avinu. Olav shalom. Also me'atzmam es Ratzon Hashem. But rather the avarim of Avraham Avinu did and understood and perceived the Ratzon Hashem. V'Ratzon Hashem ariyaya be'emes loy lishchaytes Yitzchak. And really the Ratzon Hashem was not to slaughter Yitzchak. I mean, Hashem didn't want Yitzchak to be slaughtered. It was only a test. And we learned that whenever we're being tested, our levels, our intellect, and what we accomplish by is taken away from us. Because if we're being tested and we have all of our levels, what kind of a test is it? Right? It's not a test. So Avraham Avinu is so to say, all of his levels were taken from him while he was being tested, to see the Mesiras Nefesh that he really had. V'lakach ma'ane yodai lakachat es hamacheles. Therefore, his hand was protesting. His hand did not want to take that knife. He wanted his hand to take the knife. But his hand said, no, I don't want to take this knife. Why? In other words, Avraham Avinu was tested so much so that, normally if you notice on oneself that you're trying to do something, but your body is protesting to do it. So you would ask yourself, why does my hand not want to do this? But Avraham Avinu was tested so much so that even though his body was giving him a sign not to do this, He was blinded by that. And he actually took his left hand to send out his right hand. You see, Dr. Smay? He took his left hand, vayishlach es yadai. You see? His hand said, no, I don't want to go. Ma'aneh, you don't want to go. He takes the hand, go. Vayishlach. Makes sense?
Makes sense.
So it wasn't somebody else. It was himself. He sent his own hand.
Himself.
Nachon. You got it? You like that?
Yes.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Okay, now, ולקח מענה יודי לקח את זה מאכלס והיה צריך לשלח יודי בכוח, therefore he had to send out his hand, בכוח, he had to force his hand to go out. Now, now let's understand why we said nase before nishma. Let's understand that. Dihine Amar Chazal Yisrael Misham Amdai al Har Sinai Paskazu Masan. We know that when we stayed on Har Sinai, all of our impurities were removed from us. We became pure people. We know that Misa was taken away from the world. We were pure. We were purified. We were cleaned. But we were clean. Our chumrius, our physicality, our matter, our being was cleansed. That's how we were able to say, we'll do, and then we'll listen. Because again, we would know inherently what to do. Inherently, we would know, our Ivarim would tell us what to do. Shoy lifnei sheyamdu ma lasais sheshamu ma lasais evarim chinun shachem yatzman lasais is what Hashem. The evarim themselves will know what to do. Now, b'zeh mevayer gam adam ba'agoda. The way it says in the Haggadah. Let's learn a little bit of Haggadah. Another 3 months, right? It's amazing, right? It's only 3 months away. Normally it'll be 2 months away. Now it's 3 months.
Can't tell the wife.
Yeah, okay.
Nervous.
Don't get nervous. The ilu. What do we say in the ilu? What do we say in the Haggadah? Ilu karveinu lifnei Har Sinai v'loi nasan lonu es haTorah dayenu. You remember, right?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Shelachora. Ma haya lanu mizeh shekarveinu lifnei Har Sinai im loi nasan lonu es haTorah. Do you ever think of that question? In other words, we're saying it would be enough if you brought us to Har Sinai and you didn't give us a Torah. Dayenu, that would have been good enough. What good would it have been if Hashem brought us to Har Sinai but he didn't give us the Torah? Ella, perish, ki ba'amdam al Har Sinai paskuzu masam, because when we were on Har Sinai, that physicality, the coarseness left us. And we were completely purified. Even if we weren't commanded by Matan Torah, we would have been like Avraham Avinu. The same way Avraham Avinu perceived what to do, because his coarseness was purified from his guf. So to us, we were purified by Har Sinai, and now we understand why. When we say that dayenu, if ilu hakarvenu lifnei Har Sinai v'lo nasan lanu es haTorah dayenu, because we were cleaned enough that our evarim would already know the Torah, even if we weren't given the Torah. Now, K'moshe kiyam Avraham Avinu es kol haTorah, the same way Avraham Avinu did it. Okay, achein. Bala Gada Messiah, Shetoiva Kifula Muchafeles Lemoke Malena. Remember those words? In the Dayenu, it ends off over there. There's a double lashon, Mikufeles, double lashon. And what is that? And what's the double lashon? Shekaveinu Lifnei Har Sinai. One is Hashem brought us to Har Sinai, and what? V'nasan lanu es haTorah, and He gave us the Torah. We got a brand new level when it came to Matan Torah. Some brand new level that we never had before. Even though our Evarim were purified and clean before we got the Torah because we were on Har Sinai, Oid Haisif Lanu HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzivoy Al Kol HaMitzvahs. But now Hashem added a commandment on all of the mitzvahs. Shumadrega Yoisa Gavayer. That's a much higher level. As Chazal says in Kiddushin on Daf Lamed Aleph Amid Aleph. Godol ha-mitzuvah v'oiser mimi she'einei mitzuvah v'oiser. How much greater is he that's commanded to do something than he that does it without the command. Now, v'ayin sham, ma shekosav bazeh, v'yesh levar oid b'vir ha-madrega ha-miyuchedes shal mitzvahs shal mitzuvah v'oiser. Shaz yesh b'chol kiyam ha-mitzvah kiloshin chazal shamarti v'nase ritzayni. It says in the Sifri and in Parashat Shlach, shamarti, Hashem says shamarti, I said what to do, v'nase, and they take care of it, they do it, ritzayni my ratzon. We were learning before about ratzon, right? In other words, Hashem said give that tzedakah, and I did it. We do the ratzon of Hashem. This level is only when there's a tzivoy, there's a command to do it. It's a mitzvah. It's a commandment from Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, when we fulfill a mitzvah, He gives us the fortification for us to pass all the tests of being in this world. All of those tests and the trials and tribulations of being in this world by us following the mitzvahs of Hashem and realizing it's a tzivoy from Hashem that gives us the fortification against those tests. There are many different examples in the Torah that we would understand naturally. Tivi, naturally. Ein adam mesugal l'kaimim. V'rak, but a person is not mesugal l'kaimim. V'rak ma sheyesh al zeh tzivoy zeh noisan l'kayach l'agia lazeh. Right? There are certain things in the Torah that we only do them because they're a tzivoy. It's a commandment in the Torah. V'oila al kulana b'malas elyon atzivoy shel who shall yedei atzivoy al adavar niya shayrish elyon nekedusha yoyne b'mitzvah zu. So in other words, there's a shayrish elyon, there's a root up on high that's connected to all the mitzvahs. See, everything that we have in this world, when you plant something, right, where are the roots? In the ground, right? And it grows up. But everything in Shemayim is concave. The roots are in Shemayim, and it comes down to us in this world. So in other words, when we're doing something, we're wrapping straps on our hands, we're putting on strings, we're shaking a palm branch, whatever we're doing, these things sometimes seem silly to us. What am I doing? What is this? But I'm realizing, wait a second, it's not what I'm doing here. It's connected to something up in Shemayim that has really nothing to do with this world. It has really nothing to do with this world, but I'm doing something that's connected to up on high, up on Shemayim, the Ratzon of Hashem, Ratzon Elyon, the Kedusha Elyon. Shalachol mitzvah b'Torah yesh shayrish elyon, because every single mitzvah in the Torah, its root, its shayrish is up on high. It's not down here. Remember before you were asking me, it's very lofty and this, but every mitzvah we do is really connected that way. Every single mitzvah is connected because it's connected to the Shayrish Elyon, to connection to where it comes from the Kisei HaKavod, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if a Jew fulfills the mitzvah because Hashem commanded him, he brings upon himself kedusha al yonim mishayrish mitzvah umizdabek al yodav Hashem yisbarach. How beautiful that is! So when I do the mitzvah, and I do the mitzvah because I realize I'm doing this because Hashem commanded me to do it, I connect myself to Hashem. So we're going to make Kiddush in a few hours, right? It's Hashem, right? So you're going to hold a cup of wine in the hand. Do we really understand what I'm doing when I'm holding that cup in my hand? I don't care. Hashem said He wants me to Mekadesh the Yayin, to make Kiddush, So I'm standing there with this cup, and I understand this is the Ratzon of Hashem. Hashem wants me to hold this cup in my hand. That's why I'm holding the cup in my hand. That's why I'm saying my Kiddush now. That's why I'm eating my Lechem Mishnah now, because this is the Ratzon Hashem. He wants me to do that. Hashem wants me to wash my hands. That's why I'm doing it. By understanding that these are not just things I'm doing, but I'm really connecting to Hashem each time I do a mitzvah. It's a totally different mitzvah. It's a totally different mitzvah. Not to say the person does the mitzvah without thinking doesn't get credit. Of course he gets credit. But how beautiful is when you realize, wait a second, I'm doing this because Hashem wants me to do this? What an honor that is. It becomes an honor.
We've been chosen.
Chosen an honor. It's a privilege. Valderech Shabir B'divrei Moshe, as it says in the Sefer Divrei Moshe B'Parshas Kedoshim, Le'inyan mitzvahs Kibbud Avei, of the mitzvah of Kibbud Avei, right? Shehi mitzvah hamuvenes b'seichel v'gam hagoyim mekayim oisa. You know, the mitzvah of Kibbud Avei is something that we really can understand, we can appreciate, right? We show a debt of gratitude to our parents. They took care of us, they did everything for us, they prepared everything for us, the way, all the beautiful things. So we understand that we're supposed to be good to our parents and honor our parents. But the Goyim do that also. But if a person just does it because he understands it, b'sichla, in his own mind. Ein ze'ela ma'aseh tov graded. It's only he's doing a nice thing. See, he's only doing a nice thing then. He's not necessarily doing a mitzvah. He's doing something nice. His father asked him, "Could I have a cup of this?" Or you make a tikkun for a father, for a mother, right? Or you learn a mishnayos for this. You're doing this thing because you feel, I feel incumbent to do that. I feel it's a nice thing to do. I'm doing this because it's nice. Not because it's the mitzvah of Kibbud Avei. Do you realize that? In other words, anyone at any time can be mekayim the mitzvah of Kibbud Avei. Anyone at any time. If we don't have the parent, right? If we don't, so you could give money for tzedakah, lilu nishmat the parent. That's honoring the parent. You say a kapitel tehillim. You learn a mishnayos, lilu nishmas the parent. That's honoring the parent. Is it not? But why am I doing that? Not because it's good. I want to be mekayim the mitzvah of Kibbud Avei. L'man yibu yemecha ala adama. I can gain longevity by doing this because Hashem wants me to do this. Masha ein kain kasher Yehudi mekayim zeis mishum shekach tzivoy Hashem yizbarach. Hashem commanded me to do this. That's why I'm doing this. He draws upon himself a new level of kedusha from up on high by doing the same exact thing, but he just has the right intent. Chazal and Shabbos. Anoichi. You remember we had the Aseres Adibros, right? Anoichi Hashem Elokecha. We start the Aseres Adibros. Anoichi Hashem Elokecha. Right? So Anoichi says the Gemara in Shabbos. The Gemara in Shabbos on Kuf Hey Amid Aleph says Noitrikun is the acronym. Anoichi is the acronym. Ona, I, Nafshi, my nefesh. Kisavis is written. Yahavis it is enwrapped inside this words. So in other words, Anoichi, the Gemara says, is the acronym for Anoichi Nafshi Kisavis Yahavis. Anoichi, the Gemara says, is Ana Nafshi Kisavis Yahavis. What does this mean? Shal derech shenefesh hatzadik otav b'diburai. The same way we understand when we study the words of a tzaddik, we're learning the words of the tzaddikim. We study a sefer, we're learning the words, and the words of the tzaddik are enwrapped. The tzaddik's enwrapped in the words of the sefer, right? We understand that, right? When you're reading Tehillim, so your David HaMelech is enwrapped in the words, enveloped in those words of the Tehillim that you're reading. He's part of those words. So so too is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'chvaydei ba'atzmai, is otuf. He's enwrapped. Like we say, atifas talis. Same thing, enwrapped. Hashem is wrapped and enveloped in the words of the Torah. V'alpize ha'reisha b'chol mitzvah, sheb'chol mitzvah setzive Hashem is b'Torah, yesh b'bechinas ana nafshi kisavis yahabis. So therefore, in each mitzvah of the Torah, you have this idea that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is enwrapped in that mitzvah. And via us doing the mitzvah, we connect ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what we say in Haggadah, that the great Maila, that Hashem gave us the Torah. Even though we could have been able to do the Torah on our own, we could come to understand the Torah on our own. The actual way to do the mitzvahs, we can come to understand it the same way Avraham Avinu came to understand it. But giving the Torah gave us a new, something brand new. When we fulfill the mitzvahs, because now, once the Torah was given to us, we became the mitzvah v'yaisa, and we learned in the Gemara that the mitzvah v'yaisa is much greater than someone that's not commanded. Anyone that's commanded to do something, and he has a Yetzer Hara not to do it, because we know when you tell somebody to do something, they say, really? I don't want to do it. I want to do something else. Right? In other words, when you perceive to do something on your own, you want to go take a walk, you want to go do something, and your wife says, okay, we're going to go take a walk now. So really, I don't want to take a walk now. But if you wanted to take a walk on your own, it'll be fine. But it's only because she said, do I want to take a walk now? You don't want to go take a walk. Right? Happens. Happens? No? Okay. I'm just using that as an example of a mitzvah v'aisa as a difference of someone that's not mitzvah v'aisa. When again, in other words, before Hashem gave us the mitzvahs, and we would just cleanse, and we would do the mitzvahs on our own. So again, it's our own volition. We want to do it. No problem. There's nothing preventing us. But as soon as Hashem said, you must do this. Oh, Hashem, I must do this. The Yetzer Hara says, really? But then every time we do the mitzvah, we realize Hashem wants us to do that. That's why the mitzvah v'yaisa is much greater than mi she'enei mitzvah v'yaisa, that does the same thing that's not commanded. Shelechol mitzvah yesh shoyrish elyon lizdabek al yoda b'Hashem yizbarach. Because each mitzvah, we have the opportunity to connect ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Kabbalah Tzatayvin is hapchu gama mitzvahs ha'sichlias. Even the mitzvahs that we would understand on our own were changed over. K'may leitirtzach leitinaf leisignav leitirtzach. Don't kill. Don't kill. Will we understand that on our own, not to kill?
Some people don't.
If we understand we're not supposed to get involved in things that we're not what? Shtus, snor, all these are crazy things. Loi signa, we can't steal, right? One understands that on their own. Liyos chelik hatari kedusha. Av shehei mitzvahs hamischayeves gam mitzad shekol adam k'may shoymeres ha'olam gam mekayim emaisam. See, the whole world, right? In America, you're not allowed to steal. You're not allowed to kill. I don't know about the Latinov. That they didn't say nothing about, right?
Well, now you're allowed to kill in New York State.
Well, okay.
Murder.
Right, murder. Up to the after what?
After delivery.
Even the baby's delivered, they're allowed to kill the baby?
They didn't pass it.
No, I don't think that.
Trying to.
You mean the baby is born?
They employed
At
it.
birth. They want
The baby's actually born, and they want to kill the baby.
And they employed it in Albany. And some of our own too.
They applauded that. Wow, Hashem, help us, bring the Mashiach, quick, help. Wow, really, that's what's going on?
No different from Germany.
Wow. Okay, well, anyway, let's go back to the Torah. Ach, bekabbalas ha-Torah, kiblu ha-mitzvahs. But when we got the Torah, we mekabel the mitzvahs, eilu mashmois acheres v'kavana v'havana acheres. It was a totally different understanding. Ukva'ein ze oisei loy tirtzach shebeli kabbalas ha-Torah. And not that it would be like there was a no light tirtzach without the Kabbalas Torah. Shegam b'pashtus harei lulei tzivay Torah. That even without the Torah, they shouldn't be saying such stupid things and doing such stupid things. Yeshna ma'ifanim shalpi seichel enoshi haya mekayim makim leheter. Right? Here we go. You see that? They came to make it heter, like you just said. They said it's okay. Oy.
Actually, they made it worse than that.
Umishitzavta ha-Torah, but once the Torah commanded it, al kach harezeh b'chol hamatzavim vayfanim. Any situation, any different, any way you could look at it. Ach be'ikar ba'amar shayidei atzivay noisif shayrish elyon. We bring that shayrish elyon into it. V'chol mitzvah sheb'Torah tzamunim b'shem ha-mitzvah ha-psuka. Saidais el yoinim v'sharshim al yoinim. In each mitzvah, there are big secrets. There are kedusha el yoina that's infused in the mitzvah, and every single mitzvah. And that's why we make the bracha. What do we say? Asher kidishanu. You're sanctifying us with what? The mitzvah. And what's the next word? Vitzivanu, and you commanded us. Hashem is Baruch Yichnis Beinai. What? Banu Kedusha Yidei Mitzvaysav. He gave us his children the kedusha through the mitzvah. Shebechol mitzvah sheyudi mekayim hu mamshich bekir by kedusha el yoyna mishayrich mitzvah noisef aletzam mitzvah shemekayim begam. V'zeu gam kein inyan mitzvah gaireris mitzvah, and that's how it means that a mitzvah is gaireris mitzvah. What does it mean a mitzvah is gaireris mitzvah? Shemekayach ha-kedusha is kadesh ha'idei mitzvah. Because you got the kedusha of one mitzvah, now that kedusha is demanding that you do another mitzvah, and that's how that works. Now let's go one more paragraph. V'alpizeh mevayah sham b'divrei Moshe goes on to explain inyan apsukim. Aniska shebetchila amru rak nasa v'achakach nasa v'nishma. So that was the other question we had. Why did it first say nasa, and then after Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it down, he said nasa v'nishma? What was the difference? Hine chazal amru in Gittin samach on daf samach amid days the varim shebiksav iyata roshe lo'imrim bal peh. The Gemara says that anything that's written Torah shebiksav, and we know this, right? You don't read psukim out loud. By Baal Peh from the Torah, you read them in the Chumash, you read them in the Klaf, you read them in the Tikkun, whatever you're going to read it. Now, V'abiyah bazeh ki dvarim shebiksav kol shoyrish hakedusha shaleim tomim b'sayich haksav, because the kedusha is connected, is hidden within the words written on the paper, on the parchment. But now, if you say those same words Baal Peh, Ein lahem kedusha azu. It doesn't have that kedusha that's infused in the paper with the letter. V'lachein b'tchila kashem Moshe ba vayisaper. Therefore, when Moshe Rabbeinu came and he just told them over, it wasn't yet written. It was a sipur. Lahem is called divrei Hashem. Hainu shamer shalem divarim elu Baal Peh. He said them over Baal Peh. You see the difference where we're going with this now? So in other words, the first time we wanted to know why it was Vayisaper, what was the difference? Because the first time Moshe Rabbeinu didn't have a text. Hashem just gave it to him, he told it over to us, it was a preview. It was almost like a rehearsal. Right? It didn't have in that Kedusha because it wasn't yet written. Okay, whatever you tell us, we'll do. But now, Rak Nasa v'nishma, Rak Nasa v'loy nishma. It was not that we'll listen. We weren't interested in listening to that because that didn't have the kedusha in it. He was just telling us over, we'll do it, but it didn't have that kedusha in it. Shaloyaya dayim bechinas nishma lahavin lahasig esheretz kedusha yoyna hatzamunim b'hem. We didn't have in it the kedusha that we can hear and we can sense. The kedusha that's tumen in those words, that's hidden inside those words. Rak v'lacha shenema v'yichta Moshe es kol divrei v'yikach sefer abris. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu took the sefer abris, he took the Torah, v'yikra ba'oznei ha'am, and he told it over into the ears of the Jewish people. Then those were words he was reading out of the text. He was reading out of the Torah. And it was given to the people when they heard it, the kedusha that was enveloped in those words. We heard those words. We heard those words. Oz Amru. Then what did we say? Kol asher dibra Hashem na'aseh v'nishma. Then we said, I want to listen to this. This I want to listen to. I want to listen to Hashem, what you're saying, that's written in your Torah, I want to listen to. Then it was Nasa Vinishma. Shemiata Novin Vinikabel Shoshei mitzvahs, because from now on, we'll accept and we'll do the mitzvahs. Bechinas HaGavoya Me'al Gavoya Tamunim B'hem. The loftiness and the greater loftiness that's tamun, that's hidden inside those mitzvahs. Bechinas Ananavshi Kisavis Yavis, as the Gemara says, that in the trick in the words are Anoichi Kis Nafshi Kisavis Yavis. She mitzvahs mevias ledveikas b'Hashem, because the mitzvahs bring us to be davak, to be connected to Hashem. Zeh perish v'nishma. That's what it means, nishma. Lahavin v'lakabel esaydes hamitzvah al yoinim, for us to accept the secret, the soidos, the secrets, ha-mitzvah yoinim, are really what's going on up on high. Hashem gave us these mitzvahs in this world that are filled with the vitamins and the nutrients that our neshamas need from up on high. Yehudi tzarech ladas, and this is what we need. We'll end off with this. Yehudi tzarech ladas. A Jew needs to know. That's every one of us. We need to know. B'chol mitzvahs ha-Torah shemekayim. Any time you're fulfilling a mitzvah of the Torah, whether you're davening, you're learning, you're doing or giving tzedakah, you're doing an act of chesed, whatever you're doing, you're being mekayim a mitzvah of the Torah. Shegam im einay mevin es hakavones atnuim b'hem. Even if I don't understand what's hidden inside those mitzvahs, I don't get it, I don't understand. It's so complicated, it's so lofty, it's so deep, I don't understand it. All of lahamin, but I still have to believe, and this is so important. We have to walk away with this. Amin lahamin. Shekol Torah kulei ritzufa kavones el yoines. The whole Torah is soaked with kavones el yoines, with the kavones of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, v'shorshim el yoinim, and the shroshim, those roots that are up on high. V'zeh nema betchila loshem v'yisaper, and that's why Moshe Rabbeinu started off. It was vayisaper. It didn't have infused in it all of those nutrients, those vitamins of the kedusha. Because Moshe Rabbeinu said the Torah Baal Peh, and we learned the Gemara in Kedusha that you're not supposed to say the Gemara Baal Peh, the words of the Torah Baal Peh. Now we understand why. Because when you read the words in the Torah, in the Chumash, they have such a beautiful kedusha that the vitamins that you're taking, the nutrients that you're taking for your neshama, that you wouldn't get if you just read the psukim out without the cloth. Nema bezel loshen sipar. That's why Moshe Rabbeinu started off by saying, is sipar barak la'acher shekosva Moshe. But after Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it down, Nitne bidvar ma'ila kedusha al yoina v'shayrish ha-mitzvahs. He gave us the shayrish of the mitzvahs. We understood it, and that's why we said Naseh v'nishma. So again, just to recap, in 2 minutes. So we asked like this: why was it originally we said Naseh? Because we said that these mitzvahs and things Hashem gave us before Matan Torah, it was out of sequence, it was before Matan Torah, so we were doing them, but we didn't really have a connection to the loftiness, to the greatness that's tamun inside these mitzvahs. But once, and then Moshe Rabbeinu came and told us over the Yisaper Moshe's Devar, he told us over all these things, we said Naseh. But once Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it down, he wrote down the say, and he read it out of the cloth He read it out of the way it's supposed to be written. Then we said, Kol asher yomer dibra Hashem naseh v'nishma. Now that we understand the kedusha that's in there, so we should understand that we go home and we do our mitzvahs. Please understand that even if I don't understand what I'm doing, but these mitzvahs are connected to the Shayrish Elyon, and these mitzvahs are davik to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and by making them, we should be davik to Hashem, and we should all have a lechtig, a zis, a Shabbos, and a good Chodesh.
Amen.